In this grim scene, the battlefield is painted with the aftermath of a fierce confrontation. The sky looms ominously red, casting an eerie glow over the fallen warriors. A lone figure, shrouded in shadow, stands in the midst of this devastation, their presence adding an air of mystery and foreboding to the already tense atmosphere. The towering spire of a destroyed monument pierces the sky, a stark reminder of the battle's ferocity. Debris and ruins litter the landscape, while the lone figure trudges through the wreckage, seemingly weighed down by the gravity of the situation. The air is still, the silence almost deafening. As the scene shifts, the focus turns to the bloodied and battered survivors, their faces etched with exhaustion and despair. The mysterious figure moves among them, their intentions unclear, as they survey the remnants of what once was. A close-up reveals the face of a young man, his hair dark and matted with blood. His eyes, though weary, burn with a fierce determination. He breathes heavily, his expression a mix of pain and resolve, as if he's gathering his strength for what lies ahead. The young man's gaze sweeps over the battlefield, taking in a staggering loss of life. His thoughts are heavy with the weight of so many lives lost, the enormity of the carnage almost too much to bear. Yet within him burns a flicker of hope, a spark that refuses to be extinguished. Drenched in blood and frustration, our protagonist can't help but curse his current predicament. The tension is palpable as his mind races through the chaos. The ominous realization of Ahyudi's clear carelessness hangs in the air like a dark cloud, setting the stage for what's to come. A sudden shock hits him, eyes wide and alert. He never imagined there'd be a force this strong, lurking in the shadows. With a mixture of dread and determination, he surveys the scene. Who's still alive? He questions as the battlefield lays in ruin before him. The giant Ahyudi stands tall, radiating an unstoppable aura. His presence alone sends shivers down the spine, as the skies seem to bend to his will. Surrounded by his menacing minions, Ahyudi descends from the heavens with an otherworldly glow, like an avenging angel coming to claim his dominion. He was the last of the three giants. Yeah, you heard it right, the last one. And he's sprawled out, looking like he had a rough day at the office, except his office seems to be a war zone. Now, enter the scene. An ominous figure lunges, delivering what seems to be a final blow. It's intense like, whoa, dude, chill. Cut to a somber landscape. Half the empire's a cemetery because of this giant dude. A voice, filled with disbelief, asks the burning question, why are you still alive? The giant, with a golden glow, speaks to a shadowy character. He's been through the ringer and resigned to his fate. Mention of Siegfried hints at past alliances or betrayals. Juicy. As the rain pours, the cloaked figure speaks of Siegfried returning. A mysterious, shrouded past, mixed with present woes. The giant acknowledges, perhaps predicting a reunion of sorts. Flashback time. One of the giants got roasted by a spicy red dragon. Talk about getting flamed. It's a hot mess, literally. Our story heats up with one intense scene as a fierce character with blood smeared across his face, eyes blazing with anger, is challenged. He's accused of bringing ruin and chaos, with an ultimatum hanging in the air, his opponent telling him to shut up and die. The unseen face of the antagonist looms over, spewing venomous words, saying how their life was messed up, and now it's payback time. The tension is thick enough to slice with a knife. Meanwhile, a masked figure watches, anticipating the moment with eager eyes. It's about to be proven, they think, as the tension mounts. Our bloodied hero, though battered, stands defiant. In the end, your world, he mutters, leaving us on the edge of our seats. The masked spectator believes that the time has come for the truth to emerge, their eyes glinting with malice as they watch the scene unfold. And then bam, a clash of titans erupts, with fists flying in the air crackling with energy. The sound of impact echoes, leaving us wondering who will rise victorious from this chaotic storm. In a kaleidoscope of cosmic reds and blacks, a mysterious figure takes center stage, cloaked in shadows and intrigue. This ain't your regular Tuesday, folks. Our scene shifts to a lone, heroic figure standing atop a cliff, staring into the distance like he's pondering the mysteries of the universe, or maybe just where he left his keys. The camera zooms in on a face partially hidden, the rain adding to the drama. Words float in the air, hinting at a destiny not yet fulfilled. You can feel the suspense hanging like a bad plot twist. A single boot steps firmly into a puddle, ripples spreading out like the consequences of a bad decision at a buffet line. It's the sound of determination, folks. We finally get a good look at our hero's face. Drenched in rain, eyes burning with a mix of resolve, and maybe a hint of I can't believe it's raining again. Flashback alert. Our hero is surrounded by some tough-looking dudes, clearly not here for a friendly game of cards. The tension is as thick as grandma's gravy. Under a gloomy sky, a group gathers with serious expressions, as if the weight of the world hangs over them. It's a somber assembly, with one figure's face blurred, perhaps hinting at a mystery or a hidden truth. The mood shifts dramatically to a dark and intense scene. A red-haired young man is seen, battle-worn and covered in blood, clutching his wounds. The air is thick with tension, and it feels like the calm before a storm of emotions. Rain pours down on a devastated landscape, painting a picture of despair. Among the wreckage, the young man stands defiantly, his voice cutting through the storm as he accuses someone of betrayal. The words "you fools," "traitors," hang in the air, echoing his raw emotion. The internal monologue of the young man reveals his regret and anger. He reflects on the betrayal, his mind a whirlwind of thoughts. You should have read the room and ran away, he thinks, his anger palpable as he grips his bloodied hand. Amidst the chaos, he questions the betrayal, his voice filled with disbelief. Just what, on the brink, who could enact the Empire's biggest shock again? He wonders, grappling with the enormity of the situation and the treachery that led to this moment. Why was my sword the only one that worked? Our lone warrior is in deep thought, puzzled by the mystery of his unique blade. If it weren't for him, the others would have fallen. His weary eyes tell a story of grief and disbelief, questioning the fateful outcome. His eye, intense and glistening with rain, reflects a mix of exhaustion, frustration, and a burning question that haunts him. Kneeling in the rain, surrounded by darkness, he admits to himself, "I really don't know," echoing his uncertainty into the void. A sudden sound interrupts the stillness, snapping him back from his thoughts with a surge of intensity. A familiar voice reaches his ears, jolting him with recognition. It's this voice. His mind races to connect the dots. Meet Yoshin, our enigmatic figure wrapped in a vibrant red attire. His long, dark hair cascades like a waterfall, contrasting against his piercing eyes. With a face that could tell 1,000 tales, Yoshin seems ready to embark on a journey that's anything but ordinary. It's a scene straight out of a blockbuster. Our hero squares off against a massive beast, the air thick with tension and the promise of an epic clash. Blood drips from the beast, a testament to the fierce battle that just went down. It's like the universe is weeping for the chaos. And then, like a plot twist nobody saw coming, Adeshan is whispered, adding a layer of intrigue to the scene. Cue dramatic title reveal as the story's name flashes across the screen, promising a tale of epic proportions. Our hero's face, bruised and bloodied, shows resolve. His lips are sealed tight, but his eyes scream determination. Amidst the rain, a gloved hand is shown with blood. Our protagonist, feeling the weight of his reality, groans and questions the meaning of feeling more alive. It's a somber moment, setting the stage for introspection. A young man, battered and bloodied, stands amidst the rain, expressing his vulnerability. He acknowledges, with a hint of resignation, that he could die at any second. It's a raw, honest admission that pulls at the heartstrings. Sitting on the ground, he reflects on his past days of idleness. The unfairness of his looming death looms over him. It's a moment of regret, tinged with the harsh truth of time wasted. The conversation takes a hopeful turn as a companion asks if there is something he wishes to do if he survives. With a determined look, he admits he has a lot he wants to accomplish, a flicker of hope in his eyes. He rises, determination etched on his face, mentioning the one thing on his mind, the desire to fight. It's a declaration of intent, a spark of resilience in the face of adversity. The setting shifts to a conversation about the academy. The young woman with long dark hair brings up the subject, piquing his curiosity. The academy represents a new beginning, a dream yet to be realized. Another scene reveals a character wearing a mask, contemplating the significance of the academy, with the words late sister's wish echoing in their mind. The academy holds deeper meaning, linked to personal loss and unfulfilled dreams. A vision of a young woman with long silver hair appears, serene and ethereal. She embodies the wish to attend the academy, a promise unkept. Her presence is a gentle reminder of dreams and aspirations that endure beyond life. The story opens with our protagonist, looking beaten and weary, yet a flicker of hope dances in his eyes. He clutches his chest, promising himself that soon, very soon, he'll be reunited with his family. It's a touching moment that pulls at the heartstrings. The scene shifts to a more somber tone as our guy is seen kneeling before a mysterious figure. This person, with a dismissive wave, calls him useless, like yikes. The air is thick with tension as the protagonist is clearly not buying into this negativity. The narrative takes a visual pause as the scene transitions to a breathtaking view of the sky. The clouds part, revealing a beam of light breaking through. It's almost like Mother Nature is giving our boy a pep talk, telling him to keep his head up. Eyes wide open, the mysterious person locks a gaze that could cut glass. Meanwhile, our hero's expression is a cocktail of surprise and determination. There's definitely some serious eye contact communication going on here. The page closes on a dramatic note as our protagonist's hand slams down with a loud thud. He's either laying down the law or just really fed up. Either way, things are about to get interesting. Whoa! In the middle of this dusty, chaotic scene, two figures are sitting, clearly stunned by something extraordinary unfolding right before them. Meet our protagonist, a young dude with messy black hair, looking like he just walked out of a brawl. He's bleeding, but holding on, staring intently with eyes wide open. Boom! Out of nowhere, an angelic figure with a whopping 8 wings makes its grand entrance, glowing like a divine disco ball. More of these winged wonders start showing up, fluttering down from the heavens. It's like a celestial flash mob. The wings keep multiplying, filling the sky with their grandeur. And our guy is just losing it, trying to figure out where these shiny folks are coming from. What the hell, these guys? Our hero's mind is blown, and he's left wondering where on Earth, or beyond, these radiant beings are sprouting from. Under a blazing sunset, a lone warrior stands, cape billowing, facing an uncertain fate, while a wounded woman sits, shocked by the revelation that the giants were just the beginning. The woman, in disbelief, realizes the threat is far greater than anticipated, as fear and despair cloud her thoughts. Her eyes, filled with tears and blood, reflect the horror as she grapples with the grim reality. A close-up of her eye, wide with terror, as she acknowledges the growing danger. Desperately, she calls out to the Grand Commander, seeking guidance or salvation. A young soldier, partially obscured, responds, frustration evident as he struggles with his limitations. The woman, still in shock, questions whether the soldier will fight, showing her disbelief at the situation. Despite everything, the warrior stands ready, determined to fight, even as winged threats loom in the sky. With blood and grit smeared across his face, our determined hero grips a torch tightly. "Even if I die," he declares, his eyes burning with a mix of rage and resolve. In a flash, he lunges forward with a powerful swing, questioning the audacity of his opponents. "Shouldn't I give some payback to those bastards?" he yells. Meanwhile, a female bystander with flowing hair and a red attire is shell-shocked. He's not giving up in this situation, she muses, clearly astonished by his tenacity. Another voice, seemingly one of understanding and camaraderie, chimes in. "Yeah, he's such a man. That's why we were able to get to this stage." It's a nod to the hero's indomitable spirit that has brought them this far. Amidst the chaos, celestial beings float in a radiant sky. Our hero stands with his back to us, absorbing the surreal sight. If it's him, a thought trails off, suggesting a glimmer of hope or perhaps a plan. A voice calls out Corporal Ronan. He seems startled. What? But it appears he's too engrossed in the unfolding events. Ronan, clearly preoccupied, snaps back and busy, so stop talking. His intense gaze, with golden eyes aflame, underscores his focus. The female onlooker, upon hearing his words, is jolted. An expression of surprise spreads across her face, encapsulating the intensity of the moment. In a world of chaos, our hero stands bewildered as a mysterious woman, with long dark hair and a blood-stained outfit, approaches. Her eyes are intense, and she seems to have a critical message as she leans in close, leaving the hero in shock as they wonder, What? The scene gets even more intense as she transfers a glowing liquid into the hero's mouth, leaving him wide-eyed and baffled. He's caught off guard and blurts out, "What did you put in my mouth?" There's a close-up of the woman's face, her expression unreadable as she whispers something important into his ear. Her words are lost to us, but they clearly hold weight. With confusion written all over his face, our hero tries to comprehend the situation, stammering, "What? Wait, what are you?" The tension escalates as the hero, visibly frustrated, exclaims, "What the hell are you saying in this situation?" Meanwhile, the woman remains cryptic, her intentions unclear. Our hero, known as Corporal Ronan, stands there, bloodied but determined. His face is a mix of confusion and resolve as he processes what just happened. The woman, with a faint smile and a haunting gaze, utters, "If we meet again," leaving our hero with more questions than answers. In a blur of energy and swirling lights, the woman begins to fade away, leaving Corporal Ronan with a final, mysterious message echoing in his mind. The air is thick with uncertainty and the promise of future encounters. With an intense gaze, our scar-faced hero can't believe what's unfolding. His eyes, filled with determination, hint at a brewing storm within. He mutters, "But nothing quite like this. Oh boy, something big is about to go down." Suddenly, a burst of blue energy explodes. It's like someone cranked the dial to 11, and the power surges with a mighty force. Things are getting electrifying. The scene shifts to two shadowy figures standing together, like they're ready to face whatever cosmic dance is about to happen. The tension is palpable as the light show intensifies. Now, it's a full-on light spectacle. The energy swirls, crackles, and pops with vibrant colors, painting the night in shades of blue and white. It's like a fireworks finale, leaving everyone in awe. Then, just like that, everything is enveloped in an overwhelming brightness, as if the heavens have opened up in response to the spectacle below. Finally, the scene calms, and we're left with a serene view of the sky. The clouds drift lazily by, a stark contrast to the chaos that just unfolded. What just happened? The scene kicks off with a shout, "Grand Commander!" echoing through the air as a hand slams the ground in urgency. The vibe is intense, like something big is about to go down. A character is seen from behind, looking out at the peaceful landscape. The word Grand Command trails off, leaving an air of mystery hanging in the air. As the gaze shifts to a wide, open field under a bright blue sky, the character is clearly shook. Impossible, they stammer, trying to wrap their head around what they are seeing. A tranquil lake comes into view, with two figures standing by it. The character seems to recognize this place, thinking this place, could it be? The camera zooms in on a hand touching the grass, feeling the earth, grounding the character in this surreal moment. Then, we see the character's face, or at least part of it, looking confused and a bit stunned. What's going on here? The character sits down, questioning their reality. Is this really happening? Did I really return to the past? They wonder, grappling with the shocking possibility. Under the gentle shade of a big OL tree, we find our protagonist letting out a sigh, as if the weight of the world was on his shoulders. Nature's peaceful vibes seem to offer him a moment of solace. With a determined face, he muses about the Grand Commander's words being true. The scene hints at something big looming, a revelation perhaps, as he sits there, lost in thought. Whoa, hold up! Things take a wild turn as we see a mysterious figure in an embrace with our hero. Their expressions scream what? As if something unexpected just dropped like a bombshell. Our hero is caught off guard as the mysterious figure, with a mischievous grin, hands him a glowing potion. What did you put in my mouth? He exclaims, the surprise clear on his face. What you just swallowed was an orb that turns back time, reveals the figure, leaving us all spinning in confusion and intrigue. In a dimly lit room, a character with a mysterious presence, dressed in a sharp red coat with long hair, reveals some mind-boggling truths. This person mentions someone who was once just a trash, but managed to rise to the esteemed rank of a Grand Commander. Below him, two figures, illuminated by a soft light, stand as symbols of what has been achieved. The mystical object in the second image is cloaked in a glowing aura, hinting at its significance. It has been used 3 times already, leaving just one more chance for its power to be unleashed. The owner of this power decides to pass it on to someone else. In the next scene, we see a close-up of a battle-worn face, marked with bruises and blood, solemnly declaring the transfer of power to another individual. The tale continues on a battlefield, where the protagonist, standing alone, is entrusted with the power to slay giants. Another character, sitting in a rocky terrain, poses an intriguing question about sharing their abilities, revealing a complex relationship between the two. Finally, the narrative shifts to a vibrant scene showing the grandiose Philleon Academy, a place teeming with outstanding individuals. It's suggested as the next step for those eager to learn and harness their potential. And Corporal Ronan echoes through the air as a mysterious figure with a blurred face steps forward, their voice laden with significance. If we meet again, murmurs a figure with long hair, her face hidden, her tone a blend of hope and uncertainty. Can you tell me to not do anything stupid and just become a tailor? A young girl, her features obscured, sits with a sense of longing, seeking a simpler path. I've done a lot of things, declares a determined male figure, his voice carrying the weight of past actions, as he stands amid a storm of flying machines. But nothing quite like that. The scene closes with a stark realization, leaving us hanging on the edge of an unfolding epic. John's mind is spinning as he tries to wrap his head around this surreal place. Is this a dream? Or has he really landed in some strange reality? The quaint village sprawls before him, full of rustic charm and mystery. Our guy is scratching his head, wondering what the heck is going on. A blurry figure leaves us with more questions than answers. But hey, who doesn't love a good mystery? With a deep breath and newfound determination, he grips a sturdy stick. It's time to figure out what's real. He strides towards a massive tree, its branches stretching out like it's inviting him to discover its secrets. His foot lands with purpose, ready to face whatever this peculiar world throws at him. In the heart of a bustling medieval town, under the bright and sunny sky, the streets are packed with folks going about their day. Our protagonist is making his way through, seemingly lost in his thoughts about what lies ahead. He grips a staff, determination etched on his face, thinking, if I go a little further. Clearly, he's up to something or maybe headed somewhere important. His eyes, a striking orange, are sharp and observant. They dart around as if he's on high alert, ready to catch any mischief in the air. And there it is. He spots a group of punks gathered under a tree. He mutters to himself, what? Those punks. Something's definitely up. His attention is drawn to a rather odd sight. What the hell are they doing hanging a child upside down? He wonders aloud. The punks are up to their usual nonsense, and it's not a pretty sight. With a resigned sigh, he comments to think those guys haven't changed in the past either. Clearly, he's dealt with their antics before, and it's a tired tune. He notices something peculiar about the situation. Wait, that child isn't hanging by a rope, but with magic. This isn't your average playground bully scene. Pondering aloud, he says a person as valuable as that was a rare sight on the battlefield. There's no way there's one here in a countryside town. He's clearly baffled by the presence of such magic in this quaint setting. In a serene yet eerie forest, a red-haired girl stands amidst glowing symbols, her expression a blend of curiosity and concern. She's certain that they were here too, the air around her tingling with magic and mystery. The red-haired girl's worry deepens as she ponders about the child, her thoughts racing about the dire consequences if something isn't done soon. Her face is a portrait of anxiety, driven by an unseen urgency. Switching scenes, we find a blond man being held by his shirt in a rather uncomfortable position. The plea, please stop. Stop it, hangs in the air with desperation painting the scene. The unfortunate man dangles upside down from a tree, his pockets as empty as his excuses. I really don't have any money, he protests, hoping his sincerity might sway his captor. The man's voice trembles as he explains his plight. My mom's medicine this month was expensive. His bruised and battered face tells a tale of hardship and struggle as he clings to hope that his words might soften the situation. I'm emptying your pockets, so why do I need to worry about your mom's health? The bully sneers, his hand diving into another guy's pocket with zero chill. It's the kind of day where someone's about to catch these hands. The victim ain't taking this lying down. He throws a punch, sending the bully reeling back. The crowd gasps, but hey, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. More onlookers gather, mouths agape as chaos unfolds. The intensity rises like a tidal wave, and it's about to crash hard. Amidst the mayhem, a voice suggests lifting the bully to the top of the tree since he hasn't come to his senses. A red-haired girl stands there, stunned, her eyes wide open. The scene shifts to the blonde-haired guy, his face flushed with anger. He's not about to let this slide, demanding to know why he got left hanging like that. Before you end up hanging with him, the red-haired girl whispers, her thoughts reflecting a mix of concern and realization. She sighs, lost in contemplation. Our girl, with the fiery red hair and big purple eyes, looks like she's just seen her grades after a semester of goofing off. She's sweating bullets and asking, how did it become like this? Clearly something's gone awry. The existential crisis hits hard as she ponders. Was it wrong for me to learn magic? Cue the dramatic music, folks. She's questioning life choices like we do after a late-night pizza binge. She's standing in a crowd, all eyes on her. Her red hair makes her stand out like a flamingo in a crowd of pigeons. She's thinking, I just wanted to show that I was good at something too. You can almost hear the violins playing as she bares her soul. The magic is crackling in her hands, but she's freaking out. I need to tell him now that I can't do it. It's like she's holding a live wire and can't decide whether to drop it or juggle it. I'm so scared, she admits, her face a portrait of fear. But then she steels herself. What if he? The suspense is thicker than Grandma's gravy. In a picturesque setting, she's pleading, please. Her hands clasped, looking like she's about to ask her parents for a puppy. The guy next to her has a grin that screams mischief. And the blonde dude. Well, we can't see his face, but you just know he's either amused or clueless. She's begging now, please, please. Her red hair flares out dramatically as she kneels. The dude in front of her, with his dark hair and intense gaze, is like, how can I refuse when you beg so desperately? And just like that, the tension snaps. But does he say yes? Stay tuned. The scene opens with our hero lying flat on the ground, probably thinking about life choices, while a group of shadowy figures loom over him. Among them, a blonde dude looks like he just delivered the smackdown. A few feet away, a red-haired girl and someone with a blurred face are deep in conversation. The red-haired girl seems pretty intrigued and questions the blurred face character's move. They're in the middle of a forest, chit-chatting about whatever just went down. The blurred face character steps up, all cool and collected, saying they've got something to chat about with the blonde guy. The girl is surprised, clearly not expecting this turn of events. She's like, Ronin? With a serious expression, the blurred face character declares they've got something important to discuss. This catches the attention of the blonde dude, who is clearly not used to people talking to him after being knocked down. The blonde guy, not missing a beat, questions the blurred face character's sudden telekinesis skills. His expression screams, what the heck? But he's trying to play it cool. Blonde guy can't believe his ears as the blurred face character casually mentions picking up telekinesis from some random grimoire bought off a peddler. He's like, is this dude for real? The blurred face character stands tall, contemplating the situation. He's amazed by his own abilities and thinks to himself, this is amazing. He'll know after seeing a little more. But with this, when I'm caught up with the giants, our mysterious sword wielder is gearing up for an epic showdown. Clutching his weapon tightly, he seems ready to take on the colossal adversaries. His determination is palpable, and you can almost feel the tension in the air. This sound. Enter our protagonist, a young man with striking dark hair, eyes sharp as a hawk. His curiosity is piqued by an unusual sound. Is it danger? Is it opportunity? Only one way to find out. His gaze is fixed, and you can sense a story about to unfold. A sword? The plot thickens as we see a fierce-looking, blonde-haired character with an intense glare. His sword gleams ominously. You were never fit, he declares, his words sharp enough to cut. The tension between him and the giants is electric, and it's clear that this isn't just a friendly spar. But today he'll correct those manners. Our blonde warrior bursts into action, soaring through the air with the agility of a ninja. His form is impeccable, his intentions clear. He's on a mission to correct those manners, and he's not holding back. The clash is inevitable, and it's going to be epic. So, is this a real contest? Seems like the dark-haired guy is still piecing things together. Dare to get near me? Echoes in his mind. Meanwhile, our blonde swordsman isn't backing down. My potential is way high, he boasts, clearly pumped for the showdown. The stage is set, and the stakes have never been higher. Standing atop a cliff, our mysterious hero coolly remarks, with me, it won't, as he faces a formidable opponent. The blonde adversary looks on in disbelief, sweat trickling down his face, thinking, H easily dodged that? Our black-haired protagonist, with fiery eyes, reflects confidently, although my boat is younger, this is still the same. A shadowy figure looms behind him, a reminder of past battles. As the question echoes, battle sense? The blonde guy, trying to regain his composure, taunts, You're lucky, huh? But the protagonist nonchalantly agrees, I know, right? I'm quite lucky today, even though I've been unlucky my whole life. The blonde guy grips his sword, declaring, since it's come to this, not your arms and legs, while the protagonist stands firm, ready to defend. An audacious dude, with a half-in face, is playing the villain card pretty well. He's all like, if I kill you, I'll make sure I treat your sister well. Classic villain line, right? He's got this sly grin as his hand playfully twirls near his neck. Our mystery opponent, caught off guard, goes, did you just say sister? You can just hear the record scratch. The guy with the sword, unfazed, goes, yeah. Every time I see her, I think this. The plot thickens, folks. Things get wild as the sword guy lunges with a quick, precise move. The panel's a blur of action lines and intensity, with a thought bubble saying, he has the same look as you did. Oh snap, it's getting deep. Boom. The action hits its peak. Our sword-wielding mystery man lands a hit, and there's this dramatic spray of, well, you know, all that good stuff. The faceless dude looks like he didn't expect this outcome. Talk about a plot twist. The scene opens with a mask being shattered into pieces, sending fragments flying through the air. The intensity of the moment is palpable as it marks the beginning of a confrontation. A blonde-haired guy is on the scene, clutching his head in pain, letting out a scream that echoes through the surroundings. The background blurs as he yells, "ACK," drawing the attention of a group of bystanders. His agony continues as he is surrounded by curious onlookers who are trying to figure out what just happened. The tension is rising as everyone is on edge. A footstep echoes in the air as a mysterious figure approaches. The word "hey" comes out casually, yet with an underlying threat as the newcomer makes his presence known. The newcomer, towering over the blonde guy, calls him a fucking punk. His demeanor and the way he talks indicate he's not there for friendly chit-chat. With eyes blazing and teeth bared, the newcomer issues a chilling threat. "Do you want to die?" he asks, his face a mask of fury and intent, leaving everyone wondering how this confrontation will end. In a vibrant, sunny forest setting, we see a group of people. Some are looking on with confusion, while others seem to be in the middle of a confrontation. There's a sense of tension hanging in the air as the scene unfolds. A close-up reveals the bloody stick, dripping with the aftermath of the unexpected ear-cutting incident. It's clear that things have taken a gruesome turn, and the thugs are in disbelief. "Here, this is yours." Our story unfolds with a blurred-faced dude handing over a bag, which seems like a treasure trove, to another guy who's so flabbergasted. He's stuttering, "This is..." Then, with eyes wide open, the surprised guy can't believe his luck. "You're really giving this all to me? This is a lot more than what they stole from me." The generous mystery man, holding something akin to a weapon, assures him it's fine. "This is all I need." Next, the blurry-faced benefactor reassures our astonished friend. Don't worry about them getting back at you or anything. They won't have the gall to wander around with their heads up. Overwhelmed, the grateful guy clutches his treasure, blurting out, "Just thank you. Thank you so much." Switching gears, our mysterious benefactor, with a casual wave, dismisses the gratitude. It's fine. Just go home," he says, but there's an interruption. A wild plot twist appears. A girl with striking red hair and a school uniform shows up, looking utterly bewildered. She's like, "Huh?" Close up on the redhead. Her expression is a mix of shock and something else, maybe dread. She's got beads of sweat rolling down her face like she's in a hot yoga class. And then the tension peaks. The girl, still with that stunned look, blurts out a single word that says it all. "Sorry." The scene is set with a young girl, red-haired, clearly distressed. She starts with a regretful tone. "I wish I shouldn't have." It's like she's been carrying a heavy burden. Her words tumble out, but I was so scared that I couldn't stop myself." Her vulnerability is palpable, and you can't help but feel for her. Out in the open air, she stands with a couple of others. One of them is sympathetically saying, "It's all my fault. I'm really, really sorry." The guilt is written all over their face. A close-up shot of a freckled face shows a slight smirk, perhaps a hint of understanding or support for the red-haired girl. Her eyes widen, recalling a crucial moment when Hans first dragged you here. The memory seems to be a turning point. From a distance, the trio stands together. "When I saw you, I was thinking..." One of them starts revealing their thoughts. Continuing, they express about how you were in the same situation as me. The connection between them grows clearer, a shared struggle. A comforting hand on her shoulder. "So don't blame yourself too much, Asel." The support is tangible, easing her burden just a bit. In a serene setting, a character with blonde hair stands, holding a mysterious sack close to his chest. The blurred face adds an air of mystery, but his casual attire suggests he's just another dude trying to get by. Joining the scene, we have a red-haired woman and a dark-haired guy. The red-haired woman turns to the blonde, acknowledging his apology with a simple, "But I appreciate your apology." As the blonde character takes his leave, clutching his sack, he walks away towards a rustic village, leaving the two companions behind. The focus shifts back to the duo. Standing side by side, the dark-haired guy and the red-haired woman exchange glances. She's got this warm smile, and he's looking a bit more relaxed. Zooming in on the dark-haired man, his amber eyes widen with a hint of realization. Maybe he's seeing something he hadn't noticed before. The red-haired woman, looking radiant as ever, seems quite content. There's a sparkle in her eyes, and you can't help but wonder what's on her mind. The dark-haired guy cracks a smile, admitting, well, she's not so bad. Seems like she's growing on him. In a playful exchange, the dark-haired guy reminds her of some unfinished business. She's caught off guard, stammering, "Acha? All right." With a confident nod, the guy sets the rendezvous for 4 days later. The red-haired woman, still a bit flustered, questions, "Acha? 4 days?" As she tries to wrap her head around the sudden plan, he explains his schedule and suggests they meet when the moon graces the night sky. All right, folks, we're diving straight into the action with a scene that's got more tension than a thriller movie. A mysterious guy, rocking a weapon, is up close and personal with a red-haired girl. His words are as sharp as his weapon, leaving the girl squealing in terror. Then the vibe shifts. Our red-haired heroine is left standing in a serene forest. She's watching the guy walk away, his parting words echoing like a ticking clock. "You're dead if you're late." Talk about pressure. With a confused look, she's left wondering, what? As if she just stepped off the roller coaster that is her life. Now, we're zooming out to a picturesque scene, a little cottage tucked away in the woods, looking like it was plucked straight out of a fairy tale. Inside, a shadowy figure looms behind a door. It's mysterious and a bit spooky, like the start of a ghost story. A splash of color brightens the scene, a stunning bouquet of roses, sparkling like they're ready for their close-up. Maybe romance is in the air? Turns out, our black-haired friend is holding the bouquet. He's reminiscing, "I remember she liked flowers." But his expression? It's like he's just realized he brought a cactus to a rose party. In a moment of hesitation, he decides, as expected, "I should just throw these away." But wait, something stopped him in his tracks. What's caught his eye? I was wondering who was outside. The suspense builds as the front step creaks under the weight of someone's feet. It was you, Ronan? The mystery is solved as Ronan, looking like he just walked out of a soldier's tale, stands at the door. A familiar figure, presumably an old friend or family, spots him with a hint of surprise. "You're back?" The words hang in the air, dripping with a mix of relief and curiosity. Ronan, with eyes as sharp as ever, seems to be processing a whirlwind of thoughts. During my time as a disciplinary soldier, Ronan dives deep into his memories. Should I say sorry for leaving without a word? Should I tell her that I missed her? He's caught in a storm of what-ifs, pondering all the things left unsaid. But that was all things that only Ronan, the disciplinary soldier, could say. Reality hits him hard like the rain pouring down, showing a clear distinction between the soldier he was and the man he's become. All I can say right now is, the tension is thick, and it feels like Ronan is about to drop some heavy truth bombs. You're home early today. The scene takes a lighter turn as another character, with flowing silver hair and a warm smile, greets Ronan. She's clearly glad to see him back, and perhaps has been waiting for this moment. Meet Ronan, the guy with the fiery orange eyes and hair as dark as midnight. His expression? A mix of surprise and a hint of anxiety, as if he's about to face the final boss of a video game, or maybe just his sister. Ronan stands at the doorstep, armed with a bouquet of flowers, like a warrior returning from battle. Opposite him is Iroh, his sister, dressed in a gentle pink dress, her long silver hair cascading down. She greets him with the words, "I'm back," and you know this isn't just any ordinary sibling reunion. The table is set with a feast that could make anyone's mouth water. Plates filled with delicacies, enough to make any foodie swoon. Ronan's thoughts bubble up. Oh my, I never thought I'd live to see the day when Iroh, with her icy blue hair and warm smile, is thrilled. I'd receive flowers from my cold brother, she muses, holding the bouquet like it's the greatest treasure. Meet Iroh, Ronan's older sister, whose joy is as bright as her hair. Ronan sits across from Iroh, her excitement bubbling over. She's so happy, and Ronan, with a shy grin, simply replies, "I'm glad you like it." The room is filled with warmth and the smell of a home-cooked meal. Irol, ever the doting sister, asks if her cute little brother has had enough to eat. Ronan, trying to keep up with her generosity, insists, "Thanks, but you've already given me enough." Irol leans in, curiosity piqued. "By the way, I have a question. How old are you this year?" Ronan, caught off guard, responds, "Huh? Jeez, Ronan. I'm 22. Why?" Irol, in a moment of forgetfulness, blurts out, "I just suddenly forgot." Ronan's reaction is priceless. "See? That's not something you should forget." The room is filled with laughter, herbs hanging on the walls adding a cozy touch. At a cozy breakfast table, our main dude is having a classic morning chat with his sister. She's asking about his health, all while a mountain of bread sits between them. But his mind is elsewhere, calculating her age and the time left until some mysterious event. His thoughts drift to a celestial scene, a winged figure looming large. He's counting down 10 years until those bastards make their move. Back to reality, the sister checks his temperature. It's confirmed. No fever here. Her brother reassures himself. She's the same as ever, just as he remembers. She's kind, with a gentle touch, asking if he's all right. It's clear that her presence is a comforting one. The warmth of her care is emphasized, resonating in his thoughts. The scene shifts to a sunlit moment. The brother wishes this peaceful breakfast could last forever. But reality bites back. In about 10 years, he knows he'll have to step up to protect this world and his sister. With a determined look, she leans forward, signaling she has something important to tell him. He's caught off guard, intrigued by what she has to say. I was thinking of entering the academy." Our dude here drops a bombshell of an idea, leaving us wondering what his next move is. "What? The academy?" Our silver-haired lady is shook, like she just heard the juiciest gossip. "Really?" Her surprise quickly morphs into pure excitement, like she just found out about an unexpected sale. "Say that again." "You mean it, right?" The excitement continues as she demands confirmation, making sure he's not pulling her leg. "Oh, I mean it." Our guy, still a bit unsure, confirms his plans as she clings onto his arm. But suddenly, she bolts. "I don't have the time for this." She dashes off, leaving our guy confused with a big huh hanging over his head. "I knew this day would come. You're smart, so I'm sure you'll excel in anything." As the dust settles, she cheers him on while he's just sitting there, probably thinking, thanks, I guess. Peeking into the scene, a guy with messy black hair and a girl with striking silver locks pop up, both with mischievous grins. "It's a surprise gift," they say, with the guy looking somewhat puzzled. The mystery unfolds as they reveal a pot overflowing with coins. The silver-haired girl proudly admits she was secretly saving up to surprise him. Quite the stash, right? As the girl explains her intentions, the black-haired guy, whose face is blurred, seems genuinely touched. He praises her efforts, curious about how she managed to gather such a fortune. However, he suddenly shifts gears, suggesting that the money should be used differently, claiming it isn't enough for his plans. The girl, clearly puzzled, asks what he means by that. Turns out this guy's got big dreams. He mentions wanting to attend the Imperial School, Philleon Academy. The silver-haired girl is taken aback, her expression screaming, "Wait, what now?" Her shock is so intense that it echoes through the cozy little house, leaving us hanging in suspense as the scene zooms out to an idyllic cottage surrounded by greenery. Behold the Imperial School Philleon Academy, the creme de la creme of learning institutions, where the Empire's brightest minds converge under its majestic towers. Inside, we find a professor in full swing, teaching with passion and precision. The Academy boasts the continent's most outstanding professors, backed by the imperial family's deep pockets, making it the ultimate place for top-notch education. This place has churned out some real heavy hitters, from the legendary Swordmaster Shelley to other renowned figures. Philleon's alumni list reads like a who's who of greatness. In a dimly lit room, a mysterious woman in military attire contemplates the war's aftermath, acknowledging the significant role Philleon graduates played in the conflict. She's intrigued by what she heard from the Grand Commander. In a serene, moonlit forest, we meet a young man on a contemplative walk. He's mulling over the Academy's high standards and the prestige that comes with it, realizing that fame might be a double-edged sword. But wait, there's more. The young man finds himself puzzled by a surprising reaction from someone significant. Meanwhile, a girl with long silver hair hesitantly offers words of encouragement, adding a layer of mystery to their relationship. In the quiet of the night, a pair of feet stride with purpose across the grass, setting the stage for a mysterious encounter. With eyes sharp as a hawk's, someone decides it's time to show her the results. Who's her? The suspense is real, folks. Our brooding hero stands against the backdrop of a moonlit forest, caught off guard by a surprise guest. "I didn't know you'd be here," he admits. Plot twist. Enter the girl with the blurred face, correcting our hero on the pronunciation of her name. It's not Marcel, it's Asel, she insists. Names are important, folks. Asel reminds him of a promise not to leave her alone. He casually brushes it off like, let's forget about that. Classic move. A plot thickener. Tonight, we'll be very busy, he says. There's a test he wants her to take. Cue dramatic music. Asel's confusion is as clear as day. What are you talking about suddenly? She asks, her face a picture of bewilderment. Use telekinesis on me, Asel, he challenges, with a grin that screams confidence. Not your everyday request. With a sky full of stars above, he asks Asel to lift him as high as she can. The stakes just got real high, literally. A mysterious pink-haired girl is caught off guard, being asked to use telekinesis out of nowhere. Talk about a wild request. She finds herself in a forest, standing opposite a guy who seems super chill about this whole telekinesis thing. She's like, wait, why would I do something so dangerous? But he assures her it's not that big of a deal, urging her to just do as he says. The girl, still a bit shaken, is told that he won't die from whatever she's about to do. With a resigned sigh and an ugh, she hesitantly agrees, saying okay, then, as she gears up for the task. With a deep breath, her hands start to glow with a mystical blue light. The air around her crackles with energy as she prepares to unleash her telekinetic powers, declaring, Independent Illinois start. Our scene opens with a red-haired warrior unleashing a devastating attack, aptly named Invisible Hand. This dude ain't playing around as energy crackles and darts toward our blue-eyed protagonist, who stands ready, bracing himself for impact. The air is charged literally. Our young hero, with a look of shock, is surrounded by an intricate web of glowing symbols. He seems surprised, maybe even a tad impressed, by the sheer power he's up against. In his mind, he's thinking, whoa, this is going to be one wild ride. Hovering above the ground, our protagonist realizes this whole scenario is more challenging than he initially thought. His face is a mixture of determination and slight disbelief, as he prepares to take on whatever comes next. All right, folks, brace yourselves as we dive into the world of mysterious powers. We got a character with some serious supernatural vibes going on. They're standing there, looking all menacing and cool, with some glowy energy surrounding them. There's talk of unlocking a crazy skill, telekinesis. Yeah, you heard it right, that mind-bending power. Then, BM, we see a close-up of this mystical being's face, and they're all like, whoa, telekinesis, with this intense expression. It's like they're realizing they've hit the jackpot of magical abilities. The scene shifts to another character with their face blurred out, but you can tell they're deep in thought. They're like, telekinesis is rare, even among mages, dropping some wisdom and letting us know just how epic this power is. Now, cut to this fiery redhead who's practically bouncing with excitement. This is going to be the most important thing for my battle against Hani. Clearly, they're gearing up for some epic showdown, and telekinesis is their secret weapon. Back to that mysterious person, and we get a close-up of their mouth, curling into a sly grin. They're thinking this start like they're plotting something big and can't wait to see it unfold. Our red-haired friend is back, and they're grinning ear to ear, asking, is pretty good? They're all pumped up, even though it's getting a bit tricky for them. They're totally feeling the power, and it's like they're ready to take on the world. Our story has a mysterious dude with that typical brooding hero vibe, standing with a sword. Someone's asking him to come down, but he's like, nah, I got one more thing to check. Classic cool guy move, right? Switch scene to a red-haired girl looking a bit puzzled. She's like, I'll come down myself, but then questions herself. What do you mean by yourself? Seems like she's got her own little inner monologue going on. Back to Mr. Mysterious. He's all about action now. He draws his sword with flair, and you can almost hear the swoosh sound effect as he dives down like a ninja. The red-haired girl is left staring, eyes wide open, as he descends in a flash. She's all, what the heck is that? As he zooms past her. In a split second, his blade slices through the air, and she's hit with the shocker. Did he just cut my mana? Talk about a plot twist. Finally, they face each other on the ground. She demands, what did you just do? And he, playing it cool, says it's nothing. Just some acrobatic stuff I've been doing for ages. Like, no big deal at all. Enter our mysterious protagonist, his face a blur, but his mission crystal clear. He's deep in thought, musing about his strange new ability and how it's one of the many homework assignments life has thrown at him. He delves into the mystery of why his sword worked on his foe. Could this newfound ability be the reason? The plot thickens. Taking a step back from the whirlwind of thoughts, our hero decides to chill and think this through slowly. He's got time, right? Meanwhile, the red-haired girl looks on, her confusion palpable. This night seems like the perfect time to reflect. Our main guy, Ronan, is staring up at the moon, probably thinking something deep like, is there more out there for me? Spoiler, there totally is. The scene is serene, with the moonlight casting an ethereal glow over the forest. It feels like the calm before the storm, or in this case, before the academy drama unfolds. Ronan and a girl with vibrant red hair are making their way through the forest. The girl's like, Philleon Academy, huh? It's clear they're headed somewhere important. The girl is getting a bit anxious. Did I hear it right, Ronan? We're heading to the academy where only the Emperor's elite hang out? She's probably thinking they must have mixed up the invites. Ronan's like, yeah, you and me both. Why are you asking again? It's kind of annoying. Classic Ronan, keeping it real. Why? You don't want to go? Ronan asks with a hint of sarcasm. The girl's like, no, it's not that. Clearly, there's more to this story. She admits, you got the martial arts chops, so you're good. Me? I don't know how to do anything. A moment of vulnerability as she doubts her place in this elite setting. And am cowardly and timid, says the mysterious figure. The scene is set on a dark, brooding night, adding to the intensity of the confrontation. Our mysterious figure seems to be in deep thought, reflecting on their own character. Estelle, with her vivid pink hair and big, expressive eyes, is caught off guard. Hey, Estelle, do you want to continue living like that? The question hangs in the air, heavy with the weight of life's choices. Estelle, standing alone in a spotlight of realization, appears small against the dark backdrop. Is that really the life you want? It's a moment of introspection, a time to question the path she's on. The mysterious figure, though blurred, is still dropping truth bombs left and right. Honestly, you have such idiotic sides to yourself, they say. The air is thick with tough love and brutal honesty. Estelle's face contorts in a mix of shock and embarrassment. She's called out. You become a crybaby and cry from anything. And you're a loser that's scared of? The sentence trails off, but the message is clear. It's a hard truth to swallow. But then a twist of hope. Estelle's eyes widen with a spark of determination. But that's fine, because you can change that from now on, the figure reassures. It's a turning point, a chance for Estelle to rewrite her story. The scene is set in a dimly lit forest where Ronan, our dark-haired protagonist, drops some heavy wisdom. The time that passes now can't be changed. He's got that brooding hero vibe going on while facing a girl with striking pink hair. Ronan continues his deep dive into life lessons, telling the pink-haired girl that one day she'll regret not taking action. He's speaking from experience, and the mood is as intense as a movie cliffhanger. Ronan reflects on his own past life, eyes filled with memories of regret and determination. The background shifts to a desolate wasteland, hinting at a story much deeper than what's on the surface. Back to the forest, Ronan's demeanor softens a bit as he asks if the girl has changed her mind. Her name slips out in a stutter, Ronan, and there's a sense of urgency and confusion in the air. Suddenly, the pink-haired girl's thoughts are loud and clear. Oh my gosh, Ronan. Her surprise is almost palpable. Zoom in on her face, those big purple eyes wide open, blushing cheeks and all. It's like a scene from a rom-com where the heroine realizes something big. Ronan, now standing in the warm glow of the evening light, speaks gently. He won't force her to choose his path. It's her life, after all. The girl seems overwhelmed, realizing someone cared about her this much. As Ronan prepares to leave, the girl, in a mix of panic and resolve, calls out to him. Wait, Ronan. I want to change too. There's a spark of determination in her voice, setting the stage for what comes next. With a smirk that could light up a room, our blue-haired protagonist declares, I'll go to Philleon with you, so teach me what I need to do. The determination in his eyes is contagious, and you can almost hear the adventure calling. As the scene shifts, we find ourselves in a dense forest. The pink-haired girl, Asura, is on edge as the mysterious figure with a blurred face reassures her. All right, this is the first time you've been manly, Asura. So, the first hurdle for the great manly Asura. Shall we start? Oh, the suspense? Asura, bursting with a mix of excitement and nerves, eagerly responds, Yeah, dash. But there's something about the way the blurred face figure mutters, just like I planned, that makes you wonder what's really going on. Suddenly, the night is pierced by a burst of fiery light. Sparks fly from a makeshift stone circle, and the air is thick with tension and anticipation. What kind of magic or mischief has been set into motion? Back to Asura, who's caught off guard by the sudden burst of light. Her expression says it all. A mix of huh? And what on earth is happening? It's clear she's in for a wild ride. As the fire crackles in the backdrop, Asura looks to Ronan, her voice tinged with uncertainty. Ronan? So that's my first hurdle? Ronan, ever so cool, simply replies, Yeah, of course. You can almost sense the hidden agenda behind that casual response. Finally, the focus shifts to a mysterious, rugged figure. The best opponent that I found in order to bring out your skill? Who or what is this opponent? The plot thickens, and you can't help but wonder what challenges await our duo. Deep in the shadows, a lone figure whispers with awe and fear. It's a lunar goblin. This ain't your everyday goblin, folks. This one's got the lunar tag, making it as rare as a unicorn at a pony show. But hold up, there's more. This lunar goblin isn't just any goblin. It's the leader of the pack. Talk about a plot twist, right? This revelation surely cranks the stakes up a notch. In a completely different scene, we meet Asura, a girl with vibrant red hair and eyes as wide as saucers. She's caught up in a whirlwind of excitement and confusion as someone asks her opinion. How? She stammers, clearly flabbergasted by the turn of events. Now, things take a darker turn. The same mystery man, still with his face blurred, leans in with an ominous grin. Now, then, shall we get started? He asks, setting the stage for what promises to be an intense ride. In the shadowy depths of the forest, we spot a peculiar creature, the lunar goblin. It's the kind of goblin that's a regular around these parts, and it seems like our protagonists have their eyes on it. Unlike your average goblin, these bad boys are easy to spot thanks to their yellow skin and disfigured forms. Definitely not winning any beauty pageants, but they sure have their own unique style. Now here's where it gets interesting. These lunar goblins have a serious case of treasure fever. Gold, jewels, you name it, they go absolutely bananas for it. You can almost see the dollar signs in their eyes. So, there's this gang of goblins that love nothing more than ambushing merchants to snatch their shiny treasures. They pile up all the stolen loot in one spot, like a dragon's horde, ready for something big. Under the glow of a brilliant full moon, the goblins are seen throwing their hands up, likely in celebration or anticipation of something grand. Their gathered treasure gleams in the moonlight, making it all the more tempting. And there it is, the treasure chest itself, overflowing with gold and jewels, sparkling under the full moon. It's like a scene straight out of a pirate tale. Enter our two sneaky adventurers. The pink-haired girl, eyes wide with a mix of excitement and disbelief, whispers a question to her blurred companion. His reply is a simple, confident yep. The mystery guy reveals their plan with a smirk. We're gonna steal all that treasure tonight. It's a bold and daring move. But hey, fortune favors the brave, right? The pink-haired girl can't quite wrap her head around the fact that goblins would gather treasure just to throw a festival. It's a wild concept, but then again, goblins aren't exactly known for their predictable behavior. But how did you know that? Asked the red-haired girl, looking puzzled and a bit suspicious. The guy with the blurred face, cool as a cucumber, replies with a sly grin. Well, I have my ways. But in his mind, he's thinking, I can't tell her I saw them in my past life when I was wandering about. Yeah, dude's got some serious secrets up his sleeve. Anyway, he tells her, you just need to use your telekinesis to move all the treasure into this bag while those guys are sleeping. She looks a bit startled, but he's got that this is no biggie vibe going on. The girl, still looking unsure, says, it doesn't sound that easy. What if I make a mistake and they wake up? Her face screams, I'm not so sure about this, but the guy's still unfazed. Then he paints a pretty grim picture. Then it'd be really bad. We see these shadowy figures with glowing red eyes looming in the background. Yeah, definitely not the kind of wake-up call you want. She's visibly worried now, saying, this is way too dangerous. We should think it over, but he just chuckles, calling her a coward. Ouch, man. Finally, our red-haired heroine, gathering her courage, declares, listen up. In order to get into Philleon, we need two things right away. Her determination is clear, and it seems like she's ready to tackle whatever comes next. Under a sky full of stars, our mysterious protagonist stands in front of a grand building, pondering how to gain some serious battle experience. There's a feeling of urgency in the air, like he's late for a very important date, and this is his only shot. Now this guy, whose face is still a mystery, is breaking it down for us. He's talking about Philleon, a place packed with folks who've been trained to kick but from day one. It's like a school for overachievers, and our dude seems to be plotting something big. Enter a cell, the pink-haired bundle of nerves, looking like she just walked into the wrong classroom on exam day. Our protagonist hits her with the question, does she want to beat those guys? Spoiler alert, there's only one way to do it. With a grin that screams I've got a plan, he lays it out. Gain experience by, you guessed it, risking your life. Nothing says level up like a bit of life-threatening danger, right? Meanwhile, in the dark woods, there's a massive dude snoring away, blissfully unaware of the chaos about to ensue. Our blurred hero sees him as the perfect opponent. Some cash, some experience, and boom, two birds with one stone. A cell, looking more stressed than a cat at a dog show, seems to be second-guessing this wild plan. But when our main guy presses her for a better idea, she admits defeat. With a resigned sigh, she agrees, and the plan is officially on. Under the bright glow of a full moon, we've got a lively pink-haired girl, ready to kick things off with some serious enthusiasm. She's accompanied by a mysterious figure with a blurred face, making sure everything is set for whatever magical thing is about to go down. The night is crisp and clear, with a big, bold moon shining brightly above, casting an ethereal light over the scene. It's the perfect backdrop for some mystical happenings. Blue orbs of magic float above a cauldron. It looks like the magic is waking up, ready to put on a show. Sparks of energy crackle in the night air as everything gears up for the main event. The air buzzes with magic as the blue energy swirls around, and our pink-haired heroine seems to be in control, watching carefully. She's got this just-as-planned look on her face. Our determined pink-haired girl stands before the cauldron, eyes glowing with concentration. She gives a firm command to drop it, as the magic swirls, seemingly ready to release its power upon her word. Amidst the shadows, a figure with a sly grin and laced-up attire is clearly feeling pretty smug, chuckling to himself. Excellent. What's he got cooking? Next up, our boy with the bright orange eyes and messy black hair is peeking out, announcing, that was the last bag. Seems like they're packing some serious loot. Boom! the bag stuffed to the gills, shining like a treasure chest. Someone's been busy. Our red-haired newbie, looking a bit sheepish, admits, it worked, while our main guy pats her on the head, dropping some wisdom about experience being the best teacher. Meanwhile, the guy's thinking to himself, I was actually not too confident. But hey, the girl picked up the ropes quicker than a cat on a hot tin roof. He's got this look of surprise, realizing she's better than I thought, while the girl beams up with a grin that could light up the night. With a mischievous glint in his eyes, our main man declares, I found a really good minion, as he affectionately ruffles her hair. Those red eyes are practically glowing with delight. Finally, the scene wraps up with him saying, all right, since the bags are all filled now, let's get going. The girl, still a bit unsure, asks, really? Are we done? And they're off to their next adventure. In the midst of a shadowy forest scene, a mysterious character, face obscured and wearing a rugged shirt, concludes that it's time to head back. Yeah, there isn't anything else for us to do. Let's go back, he says, sounding resigned yet cautious. The scene shifts to a serene yet eerie view of the night sky peeking through the forest canopy. The air is thick with anticipation as the phrase "before anything goes wrong" hangs ominously above the trees. Out of nowhere, a raven swoops through the trees, its flight swift and purposeful. The flapping of its wings echoes through the forest, adding to the suspenseful vibe. Cut to two figures racing through the woods. The first, a blonde-haired guy, yells "damn it" as they sprint. His expression is a mix of determination and annoyance. Beside him, another with spiky hair moves with equal urgency. Their sprint continues, the scene zooming out to show them from behind. Hey, stop right there, one of them shouts. It's clear they're in hot pursuit of something or someone as they dash deeper into the forest. Back to our forest duo, the black-haired man and a pink-haired woman, looking perplexed by the uproar. What? What kind of psychos are causing all that ruckus in the middle of the night? The man wonders aloud, clearly baffled. Elsewhere, deep within the forest, a blurry figure begins to stir. KRR? What? Is all that escapes as the blurred mystery starts to shift. The scene now reveals a clearer view of the creature, resembling an orc with green-tinted skin and sharp features. It lies lazily near a treasure chest, grumbling, KRR? It's late. What's with all the noise? Clearly annoyed by the disturbance. The goblins are having a major freak-out moment. Their precious shiny collection is missing, and the chest is looking emptier than a Monday morning wallet. The panic is real, y'all. The goblins are not having it. They're yelling thieves, like it's their new favorite word. One of them is looking extra green and extra grumpy as they try to figure out who did them dirty. The goblin squad is on high alert, searching for the sneaky culprits who dared to mess with their stash. They're all pointing fingers and growling, like a mob of angry shoppers on Black Friday. Our goblin friend is having a face-off with his blurry buddy, and you can practically feel the tension. Somebody's about to get an earful, or maybe a faceful. Who knows? Meanwhile, in the not-so-distant woods, two adventurers are caught like deer in headlights. The goblins have spotted them, and it's about to get real. The goblins are closing in, and their expressions are saying, "You picked the wrong forest, pals." Our adventurers, a pink-haired lass and her dark-haired companion, are looking like they just stepped in something they shouldn't have. With wide eyes and a curse on their lips, they realize they are in deep goblin trouble. Talk about a rough day. Things are looking dicey as a loud, crashing sound echoes through the night. The ominous KRRAGH is enough to make anyone's hair stand on end. Amidst the chaos, we see a girl with striking red hair, her face a picture of pure shock as she lets out a terrified scream. That's the kind of scream that would even make a ghost jump. Our hero, a young man with raven black hair, stands ready with his sword. He mutters to himself, "Phew, I knew it," acknowledging that things were just too quiet to be true. The girl, clearly freaked out, asks what they should do. Her voice is shaky, eyes wide with fear. The guy, however, is having none of it, calmly stating, "No way." The young man is back to us, clutches his sword tightly, reasoning with his companion. "How are you going to pay for tuition without this? Are you going to earn it somehow? It's clear they're not just fighting for survival, but for something much bigger. The scene opens with a massive figure looming over, his muscles rippling like a mountain about to crush its prey. Our hero, a young and brave warrior, finds himself cornered. You think you can take me down? The giant taunts, his voice booming like thunder. But our hero isn't fazed. He's been in tougher spots before. With a mighty roar, the giant charges forward, but our hero is ready. Eyes locked onto his opponent, he grips his sword tightly, the determination in his gaze as sharp as the blade itself. "I won't back down," he mutters under his breath, as the tension in the air thickens. Suddenly, the skies darken as other foes descend from above. They're coming in from all sides. Our hero exclaims, his voice a mix of surprise and resolve. But this isn't his first rodeo. He knows it's do or die. With a deep breath, he prepares to take on the oncoming storm. The battle rages on, a swift swing of the sword, and our hero decides enough is enough. A determined look sets on his face as he delivers a critical blow, halting the madness. The aftermath is a gruesome ballet of fallen enemies, heads flying through the air, painted with streaks of red. The sky bears witness to the hero's relentless power and determination as victory looms over the battlefield. In the heat of battle, the pink-haired girl is caught in a vicious struggle against a terrifying beast, her eyes wide with shock and determination. Blood flies through the air, painting a picture of chaos and danger. A sword glistens with fresh blood against the backdrop of a bright sky, signaling that the battle is far from over. The atmosphere is charged with tension as the word "now" hangs in the air, an unspoken command to push forward. Amidst the bloodshed, a figure stands, partially obscured, declaring 14 left. The fight is relentless, with many foes still to be vanquished. The blurred face adds an air of mystery to this fierce warrior. The moon is full, and the night is alive with the cawing of a crow, its wings spread wide against the cloud-speckled sky. It feels like the beginning of something intense, as if even the crow knows what's about to go down. A sword slices through the air with a sickening crunch, landing squarely on a goblin's head. It's like an explosion of gore, blood splatters everywhere. It's a brutal scene, and things are just getting started. Enter our hero, a young man with eyes that burn like amber coals. He's standing there with a look that says, "Is that all you got?" As if taking down goblins is just another day in the park for him. His shirt has seen better days, though, marked by the fight. A girl in pink, with hair as vibrant as a rose garden, is frozen in disbelief. She's staring at the scene, her mind repeating one word: impossible. You can see the gears turning in her head, trying to make sense of the chaos. Her face, blurred by shock, questions reality itself. What did I just see? She wonders. It's like she's been hit by a truckload of confusion and all at once. Flashback time. Goblins rushing headlong into battle, a scene of chaos as warriors stand their ground. It's a frenzy of motion and madness, and our heroes are right in the thick of it, facing the storm head-on. Meet our mysterious hero, sporting a grin that promises a world of trouble. His eyes are hidden, but you can feel the confidence radiating off him as he prepares for what seems like an epic showdown. And boom, we're thrust into a scene of pure chaos. Red laser-like beams slice through the air as a terrifying creature emerges, looking ready to rumble. Our hero seems unfazed, staring down the beast with an unwavering gaze. Meanwhile, the air is thick with tension as the monster roars in defiance, ready to attack. Things are getting wild. The beast lunges, and it's all claws, teeth, and pure ferocity. But our hero is on his game, dodging and weaving like a pro. Meanwhile, a young girl with pink hair watches the battle unfold, clearly worried. Her lips are pursed, and a bead of sweat drips down her face, hinting at the stress of the situation. And just like that, the chaos subsides. Our hero stands victorious under the moonlit sky, surrounded by a sea of defeated foes. Talk about leaving a mark. Estelle, what are you doing? Are you going to continue spacing out like that? Ah, sorry. I didn't know. You need to be more focused. Let's get out of here. We're going home. The sky overhead is a picturesque canvas of clouds and stars, a serene moment amidst the chaos. A backpack sits ready, hinting at the journey ahead. Adventure awaits. Phew. Seriously, that was tiring. I thought we'd be able to travel comfortably, but nothing goes smoothly. To think my muscles are getting sore just from slicing up some goblins. Is it because I'm still growing? When I get back, I'm going to go hard on physical training. Our mystery man seems to have a plan to get those gains up, all while dodging whatever lurks in the woods. Must be intense out here with all that determination. Ronan, what was that horrific shriek back then? I don't know. Our red-haired companion, with eyes full of curiosity, asks the million-dollar question. Ronan, our silent but strong type, seems just as clueless. Mysterious shrieks in the woods. Anyone? Stop right there. Out of nowhere, a voice booms with authority. Ronan and his red-haired buddy freeze, their faces a mix of surprise and confusion. Who's the mysterious figure demanding their attention? Just stop. In the next heartbeat, things get blurry, almost like a bad dream. Something or someone is after them, and it's not looking friendly. The tension is thick, and the stakes are high. Ah, fuck. Our red-haired girl seems to be in a bind. Things are not going as planned, and it looks like they're in a tight spot. Ain't that just the way it goes in spooky woods? Now what? With a mix of surprise and a hint of exasperation, our duo stands ready for whatever's coming next. The forest isn't giving them a break, and they need to think fast. Our red-haired protagonist suddenly finds herself face-to-face with an unexpected threat, a flying arrow. Shocked, she yells out, "An arrow!" Confused and startled, she wonders aloud, where did this come from all of a sudden? Meanwhile, she questions if the forest is cursed, musing about the sheer number of crazy bastards lurking around. Two guys in matching red outfits appear, looking equally baffled. One of them asks, "What? Who are you?" And then realizes, what? It's a person. The red-haired protagonist, still processing the situation, gets another twist. "Children at that, too," says one of the men, as she stands there with wide eyes. With a sigh of relief and a touch of sheepishness, one of the guys says, "I'm sorry, kids. Seems like a big misunderstanding is happening here." One of the men explains something was rustling from a distance. Maybe that's why they were on high alert? "So I thought it was a monster," the guy admits, revealing just how wrong his assumption was. Realizing the gravity of the situation, the two guys in red uniforms are having a moment. One says, "Gosh, we almost killed a person," while the other, still processing, echoes with a right. Trying to de-escalate, one guy asks, "Are you hurt anywhere?" But he's cut off by the other saying, "Bullshit. You can't even hide the look in your eyes." Clearly, there's still some tension. Finally, the two guys towering over the scene call out the pretense, "Stop with your shitty acting and answer properly." Seems like they want to get to the bottom of this mess. With the vibe of tension in the air, we see a mysterious figure with a blurred face looking all fired up, demanding answers from two unsuspecting individuals. The blurred face is all like, "Are you?" And the two are just standing there, clueless and probably sweating bullets. Cut to a dude in a slick red uniform, casually scratching his head like he's trying to remember where he left his keys. He laughs it off, admitting he forgot to introduce himself properly. "My bad," he says, trying to play it cool. Boom. Just like that, the chill introduction turns into chaos as a fierce attack is launched, catching Mr. Red Uniform off guard. It's like one moment he's apologizing, and the next moment he's dodging for his life. In the dimly lit scene, our hero, with his striking blue eyes and dark hair, yells out "Kirigoro" with intense determination. The shadowy backdrop adds to the tension as his eyes glow fiercely, ready for action. Suddenly, the scene erupts into chaos. Our protagonist is caught off guard by a sudden attack, his eyes wide with surprise. But this ain't no time for hesitation. Those bastards have got him riled up. His face twists into anger, and he mutters, "Those pieces of shit," while gripping his weapon tighter, ready to strike back. In a forest shrouded in shadows, our scene opens with someone who's clearly had enough. yelling about fucking beasts. This person is not here to play around. Meanwhile, a young girl with bright red hair, clearly distressed, calls out for Ronan. Her hand is glowing with a mysterious blue energy. What's going on here? Enter the blonde-haired sorcerer with a smirk, showcasing their magical prowess with something called Invisible Hand. Looks like this magic is about to get real. Two blurred figures face each other. One of them, with a hint of mischief, addresses the other by the name Asel. There's definitely more to this meeting than meets the eye. Things are heating up as our mysterious swordsman and the blonde fighter clash in a storm of energy and blades. The fighter yells nice as he charges forward, but the swordsman is quick on his feet, dodging the attack with a swift motion. In a blur of red and blue, the swordsman counters with a swift and powerful strike, catching the blonde fighter off guard and leaving him stunned. Our blonde fighter, looking shocked and a bit sweaty, turns to see the swordsman's retreating figure. His mind is racing as he tries to process what just happened. With a mix of confusion and panic, the blonde fighter feels the sting of defeat as he demands, "Who the hell are Y-?" But his words are cut short as he realizes he's been marked by the swordsman's mysterious power. A heart-pounding scream echoes through the forest as the swordsman's attack hits its mark. The blurred face of our mysterious fighter remains a puzzle as he stands amidst the chaos. Meanwhile, a red-haired girl stumbles upon the scene, clearly freaked out by the intense showdown. She lets out a startled "HHIEK" as the reality of the situation dawns on her. In the aftermath, the red-haired girl, eyes wide with fear, asks Ronan, "Our Ronan, is he dead?" Ronan, with a casual air, confirms, "Of course. Why would I let a person trying to kill me live?" They're chilling under the starlit sky, and the girl with fiery red hair is dropping some serious knowledge about the Calboro. You can see her wide-eyed realization as she repeats the name, almost like she's saying, "No way, dude." The mood shifts with a dark backdrop and red text highlighting the infamous group's track record. They're into all sorts of nasty business: poaching, kidnapping, human trafficking, you name it. These guys are the Empire's worst nightmare. Then, we get a flash of intense action with two fierce guys locked in combat. It's like they're in a high-stakes dance-off, but with way more danger. The dark narrative continues, naming Calboro as the most wicked poaching group around. It's clear these guys are bad news. Back to our dark-haired protagonist, who's in a face-off with a shady character. "So he says, and you can almost hear the dramatic music cue. With a blurred face, our hero drops a bombshell revelation about organ harvesting and secret burials. It's intense, folks. He doesn't mince words, calling out the danger of knowing about these criminals and not doing anything about it. He's got a point, doesn't he? We end with a close-up of a mysterious bag. Its contents unknown, but given the context, it's probably not filled with candy. There's a sense of foreboding as the scene wraps up. Our mysterious hero is given the task to stop making a fuss and get things done. Suddenly, there's a loud thump and a question mark hovering over his head. He's like, "What's with this bag? Why is it moving? Clearly something's fishy." Enter our curious duo, a girl with vibrant pink hair and a mysterious guy. They're both eyeing the bag suspiciously. "Just who's carrying it?" The girl asks. "Is it a poached animal?" Things are getting intense, folks. With the suspense dialed up to 11, the duo decides to open the bag. "Well, we'll know once we open it," says our brave hero. Cue the dramatic music. And BEM, out pops a creature with a high-pitched pee-pee. Everyone's jaws drop to the floor. This ain't your average day in the woods. With wide eyes, our pink-haired girl and the hero stare at the strange flying creature. It's like, what's with this? Clearly, they didn't sign up for this. As the creature flaps away, leaving a feather behind, the duo is left wondering. This chicken thing? Talk about an unexpected twist. Two adventurers, one with wild red hair and another with shaggy black hair, stumble upon something extraordinary. An ethereal blue bird, illuminated like it's having a one-bird rave, flutters above them. The guy is baffled and stammers. What's with this chicken thing? Clearly, this isn't your average poultry sighting. The bird swoops closer, revealing its dazzling blue feathers. Our duo is wide-eyed and speechless for a moment. The bird lets out a cheerful cheep, as if introducing itself. The girl, her red hair framing her excited face, turns to her companion, Roronani. It's my first time seeing a blue bird. Her voice is a mix of awe and glee, while her buddy agrees, just as bewildered. It's my first time too? This bird's debut is leaving quite the impression. A close-up of the guy's eyes shows his surprise. His sharp orange eyes, like two suns setting with amazement, are locked onto the blue bird. Whatever this feathered creature is, it has certainly caught their attention. Behold the infamous Caliboro's poaching shackle. This bad boy isn't just for show. It messes with your noggin and pins you down like a heavyweight champ. Our hero, whose face is as blurry as a censored meme, is deep in thought about this crazy shackle business. He's eyeing a blue bird like it's the key to all lives' mysteries. Boom! The magical symbol lights up, and the bird's got some serious celestial vibes going on. Our heroes are stoked. Finally, it's linked. Pink-haired sidekick's jaw drops. Did the bird just talk? Our protagonist, ever the smarty pants, retorts, nah, it's just communication magic. Chill out. Elsewhere, a mysterious dude with dark hair is plotting his jailbreak. He's got his eyes set on freedom, pondering if the shackle's magic can be outsmarted. This guy means business. Tapes, that's right. My name is Yena, and I am currently researching fantastical beasts at the institution. In that bird's... No, marpeds guardian. No matter how many times I've tried to command it, it never works. I was thinking of making a report, but I'm so relieved. Cool. Sorry for being rude. But who are you? We're just righteous passersby. We got into a fight with poachers. Who kidnapped your bird? Well, and then the memories are filled with too much bloodshed to explain. We saved it. Pardon? Poachers? Kidnapped? It crossed my mind, but who would have thought it really happened? I'm hugely indebted to you. Our charming red-haired lady can't contain her delight as she holds a small, exhausted blue bird. So cute, she says, her eyes sparkling with affection. The bird seems to have had a rough day, but its cuteness makes everything better. Enter our black-haired hero, who looks at the bird with a mix of curiosity and concern. If I take this off, will it be able to fly well? He asks, pointing to the bird's bound leg. The lady replies with confidence, pardon? It should be able to. With gloved hands, he carefully removes the binding, confident that the bird's strong homing instinct will guide it home. Well, that's fine then, he concludes, satisfied with his handiwork. Chirp! The little bird flaps its wings energetically, finally free. It takes off into the sky, a blur of blue against the twilight. With a gentle smile, the black-haired hero calls out, "Go back to your dad, Bluey." His voice is firm yet caring, as if speaking to an old friend. He adds with a friendly chuckle, "Stop making him worry." Bluey chirps back, as if promising to be on its best behavior. The hero's smile widens, a moment of peace amidst the chaos. In the heart of a mystical forest, our main dude finds himself face-to-face with a curious little blue bird chirping away as if it had something to say. Cheep, cheep, it goes while the protagonist stands there, looking all puzzled. The bird, clearly not one for personal space, is now hovering right in front of his face. He can't help but wonder, what does this mean? But before he can figure it out, he gets a mental nudge from the universe, suggesting the bird might just want to lead him somewhere. Intriguing, right? Enter the girl with vibrant pink hair, holding a feather in her hand. She casually explains that once you pluck a feather from this dream bird, it acts like a compass, guiding you to its main body. Neat trick, huh? She adds a friendly invite, saying if he does manage to pluck one of those feathers, he should swing by the institution to visit her and someone named Marpez. Sounds like an adventure in the making. Before anyone can say feather plucking, the bird takes off at lightning speed, leaving a trail of feathers and a couple of stunned humans in its wake. It's extremely fast, the girl exclaims, her eyes wide with amazement. Back to our protagonist, still trying to wrap his head around what just happened. The girl, noticing something, asks him what he's holding, her curiosity piqued. And with that, the mystery deepens. In the heart of the forest, under a sky sprinkled with stars, our two adventurers stand in sheer bewilderment. One of them exclaims, "Huh?" while the other seems just as puzzled. What could have caught them off guard? As they continue, they stumble upon something mysterious on the ground. What's this? They wonder, curiosity piquing their interest. A few days later, the scene transitions to a busy marketplace, filled with the usual hustle and bustle. Horses and carts are lined up, ready for a day of trade and business. In the midst of this, traders are hard at work, unloading crates and preparing for the day's transactions. The air is filled with the sounds of commerce, setting the stage for what's to come. A sharp-eyed merchant spots a dazzling blue jewel, its value and craftsmanship evident at a glance. "Oh, the jewel's value and the craftsmanship," he murmurs, clearly impressed by the find. Meet Duden Carabel, the owner of the Carabel Mercantile. He is awestruck by the jewel and declares it's such an incredible object. "I will give you 20 gold coins for it." His offer reflects the jewel's undeniable allure. In a bustling marketplace, a merchant is thrilled with the valuable items a customer has brought, exclaiming it's his lucky day. The scene is set with a warm glow emanating from the goods, hinting at their worth. Switch to a young woman with bright red hair, her eyes sparkling with delight as she expresses her joy in assisting such a valuable customer. It's a moment of mutual appreciation, with smiles all around. Cut to a bald merchant, clearly fed up, ranting about how all the other merchants are scammers. But hey, he's finally met someone who gets it. Our red-haired character is there too, nodding in agreement. Now, we see a handshake between the honest merchant and our central character. The merchant's relieved face says it all. Finally, someone he can trust. The words happy subtly fill the background, capturing the mood perfectly. The merchant leans in, curious if there's anything else to appraise. The red-haired girl is intrigued, and there's a sense of anticipation as the question hangs in the air. A mysterious item makes its appearance. The merchant, holding a cosmic-looking orb, is not looking to sell, but just dying to know what it is. The curiosity is palpable, as everyone waits for the big reveal. Behold, our hero is staring intently at this strange, mystical egg, murmuring to himself about its unbelievable power. It's not just any egg. This one's glowing like a neon sign on a Vegas strip. As the tension builds, our hero is on high alert. He needs to protect this egg at all costs, but oh, there's trouble brewing. The enemy is coming in hot, ready to snatch the egg away. The hero stands firm, ready for action. Wham! Bam! The confrontation reaches its peak with a mighty clash. Our hero manages to fend off the attack, leaving the enemy with an expression that screams what just happened. In the bustling market, we've got an older guy with a magnificent mustache, holding up a mysterious purple object to a younger dude. Mustache Man seems convinced it's something rare and valuable. Meanwhile, the young guy with his brown hair and a slightly skeptical look is probably thinking this might be the find of the century, or just another weird market trinket. Mustache Man is deep in thought, examining the purple object closely. The lighting makes his green jacket pop as he ponders over the object's unique color and texture. It's clear he's trying to figure out if this is a hidden treasure or just a shiny rock. The young dude is in disbelief, his heart probably racing faster than a caffeinated squirrel. He's got that eureka face, thinking he might have stumbled upon something epic. Plot twist. The young guy's expression turns mischievous as he jokingly suggests the purple object might be horse poo. His eyes are lit up with a mix of humor and mischief, adding a comical twist to the scene. Mustache Man, slightly flustered, quickly denies the horse poo theory, laughing it off. The young guy, still amused, admits he has no clue what the object is, but insists it's definitely unusual. Back to the young guy, who's now holding the mysterious object with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. He suggests getting it appraised at a specialized place, clearly intrigued by the potential mystery surrounding it. Finally, our young hero decides he should get the object checked out, admitting he can't sell it just yet because his curiosity is piqued. A red-haired girl appears beside him, seemingly eager to join this little adventure, adding a splash of excitement to the day. Ah, the bustling marketplace. Our duo, a cool guy with a knack for fashion and a girl with fiery red hair, are on a mission. They're inquiring about books on Philleon from a friendly bookseller. Philleon? The Academy? Oh, you know it's serious business when academies get involved. The bookseller mentions his daughter is also diving into the Philleon exam chaos. He assures them she'll be a great help, as he proudly stands tall like a papa bear. The spotlight is on Maria, the mysterious girl, with her golden locks and an air of mystery. Who is she really? All right, so here we are with a lovely mountain view and all that jazz. This woman, let's call her the blonde mystery for now, is talking to someone named Maria. She's like, Maria, say hello. They're important people who I've just done a big deal with. And Maria, bless her, is like, huh? Really? Classic. Now we zoom in on this red-haired girl who's all like these little babies, and someone else is throwing a bit of sass her way, saying, you rascal? What's with that language? Oh, the drama. The scene shifts, and we have an older gentleman apologizing for Red's colorful language. He explains I'm sorry because she grew up in the mercenary. She speaks quite roughly. Red's like, it's all right. I'm fine. Merchants, am I right? Red's back at it, talking about someone named Ronan. She's saying, but Ronan might now be... Huh? Before getting cut off. What could it be? The suspense is real, folks. Our focus shifts to Mr. Mysterious Blackhair, who's having a tete-a-tete with our blonde mystery. He's all serious, asking, are you really Maria? To which she responds, what? With a hint of who dis? Now things are heating up. Blonde mystery is giving Mr. Mysterious a side-eye, asking, the Maria that uses the middle name Sin? And he's like, yeah, but how do you know that? Secrets, secrets. Cue the dramatic spotlight on a mysterious figure with glowing eyes holding a sword. Who is this shadowy figure? Is he friend or foe? Only time will tell. Back to Mr. Mysterious and Blonde Mystery. He's crouched down, all serious business, saying, hey, I'll ask another question. Lend me your ear. Oh boy, more secrets coming up. In this cringe-worthy moment, our black-haired protagonist leans in close to the faceless blonde girl, looking all kinds of serious as he struggles to ask a very awkward question. His face says it all. Pure, unadulterated curiosity mixed with a splash of hesitation. He's basically the poster child for say it or forever hold your peace. As the tension rises, he finally pops the question, whispering the word a dick with the delicacy of a sledgehammer. The faceless girl's eyes widen in shock, giving us the ultimate what did you just say? Look, it's the kind of awkward interaction that makes you want to crawl under a rock, but you just can't look away. The blonde-haired character is visibly perplexed, uttering what bullshit did I just listen to? As they try to comprehend the sheer absurdity of the situation unfolding. The scene quickly shifts to a comedic moment with a chili pepper mascot making an unexpected appearance, responding to someone's exclamation of a dick. With a cheeky you called? Our protagonist, looking both curious and befuddled, scratches his chin and remarks, no matter how I look at you, it doesn't seem like you have one, leaving the blonde character in a state of blushing embarrassment. Before the protagonist can process the awkwardness, he is interrupted by a shout from the blonde character. Shut up, you crazy bastard, adding a fiery end to this hilarious misunderstanding. Our main dude is caught off guard, eyes wide with surprise as a blonde-haired character appears out of nowhere, grabbing him by the shoulder. It's like when you're deep into a nap and someone suddenly nudges you awake. The shock is real. The words hang in the air, emphasizing the unexpected intrusion. The blonde dude has an intense look, almost as if he's saying, bro, we need to talk. In the next panel, the scene shifts to a full view of the blonde character, confidently holding our surprised hero. It's like he's saying, remember me? The whispers around hint that this guy is Count Mian's son, someone not to be messed with. He stands tall, exuding an aura of authority. Our hero is clearly caught in a moment of realization, his expression turning from shock to recognition. It's about to get real. Welcome to the world of Academy's genius Swordmaster, an epic tale crafted by the mind of C.O. Kwandu, with stunning visuals by artist Shirchi. This is where legends are born. We meet our first character, a silver-haired dude standing confidently amidst the backdrop of this majestic academy. He's got that main character vibe going on, and the text teases us with Mana Jin, hinting at some serious magical prowess. Maria, the star of the scene, is shown as an impressive person. She's got this great work ethic, and her easygoing nature means she can vibe with anyone. You know, the kind of person who'd be the life of the party without even trying. When the chat among the guys takes a cheeky turn towards dicks, Maria flips a switch. Her usual chill demeanor takes a back seat, and she's not having it. Fists clenched, she's ready to lay down the law. And then bam! Maria's got this unique way of dealing with stuff that annoys her. She doesn't just talk it out. She's got an unusual habit of slapping people. You'd think she'd win a slapping contest with that technique. I wanted to ask what the reason was when I met Maria again, but an opportunity never came, since Maria died before I did. Not to mention the fact that she was the one who created me. Come, Maria, you... So, there's this girl with long blonde hair and a school uniform, throwing shade at a dude. She's like, "We're a girl?" And goes on about some previous laughing incident that clearly didn't sit well with her. You can feel the sass coming off her in waves. Next, she's all up in his face, fists clenched, and ready to serve him another dose of whatever happened before. She's not backing down, and the dude better brace himself. Then we see the guy, dark hair all spiked up in stress, trying to keep a lid on things. He's yelling, "Stop, you brat," while she's hollering back, probably not giving up without a fight. Finally, the girl is holding her head, clearly feeling the aftermath of their little tussle. The guy's throwing some attitude back like, "You're acting up because I let you slap me once." It's a classic case of playful bickering, with neither willing to give ground. A selection of weapons is laid out, including 3 swords and a magic wand. Our dude is checking out one of the swords, probably planning his next epic quest. The blonde-haired girl questions the practicality of carrying 3 swords, to which the guy casually responds that he likes to use swords a bit roughly. Safety first, right? He then evaluates the swords, admitting they're not bad, but he's clearly got a thing for the black iron sword, claiming it's the best of the bunch. Blondie explains that black iron is quite sturdy, making it a sought-after item among renowned knights. She's definitely the sword expert here. Our scene opens with a young man, rocking that classic spiky black hair look, being handed a black iron sword. The seller, with a tone of seasoned assurance, tells him, "I don't know how rough you treat your sword, but this probably won't break." Seems like this guy has a reputation for being a bit of a sword abuser. Huh. The scene shifts to a mysterious woman who's got that whole long blonde hair and sharp-dressed vibe going on. She places a wand on the table, mentioning its embedded magic stone. She seems to be leaving it behind, suggesting it's something valuable or powerful. Now, we meet a third character, a woman with flowing red locks, who is being addressed by the blonde woman. She's being called a cutie and a rare mage, which makes her blush and confirm her identity. This rare mage, clearly not used to the spotlight. The red-haired mage is asked about her magic type, to which she shyly replies, "Telekinesis magic." She seems a bit nervous. Maybe she's not used to talking about her powers in public. The scene opens with our hero sitting at a table, looking a bit uncertain, while 2 friends have his back. The pink-haired girl jokes about scholarships, making him stammer with a nervous laugh. The blonde girl, with a no-nonsense look, gets straight to the point, asking him what technique he plans to showcase in the practical exam. He's clearly caught off guard, repeating the word technique like it's the first time he's heard it. The scene shifts to a dramatic setting, towering pillars with a mysterious figure standing before them. Our main guy learns he has to impress some serious-looking professors with his skills to enter Philleon. The blonde girl, with a blurred face this time, lays down some real talk. The theory exam is tough, but the practical exam is the real deal. Nail it, and you're golden. Inside a simple room, the conversation kicks off with a question about what people usually demonstrate. The answer? Nobles love flaunting their family's secret techniques. As the chat goes on, it's revealed that martial artists and applicants show off their mana fighting skills. Our dark-haired friend is taken aback, like, "Wait, mana?" The green-eyed lady drops a knowledge bomb, saying even kids who swing swords can use mana, even if they aren't mages. Mind blown, right?